Welcome back, guys. This is Tony with Best Behind the Camera.
Hey everyone.
Today is the 1st of November, so hope you guys all had a safe and happy holiday. We went for a drive yesterday and seen a farm stand with some pumpkins that we wanted to buy for chickens. And while we were there, we noticed they had quail eggs. We definitely like to support the local economy, so when we see a farm stand, you got to buy local. And so we did.
First time trying quail eggs. It'll be an adventure.
And as you can tell, there's stacks of hay stacked behind me. This is from a local little farm store that's down the road from us that we go to buy hay. We also bought some fresh sourdough bread and bacon. So definitely recommend always supporting your local economy. Best to buy American and best to buy local as possible. In today's video, we are going to winterize our chickens because it is getting cold out. And we actually have to get our babies outside. They can no longer be in the nursery. All right, this is Plant Babies and More, but let's get started with breakfast. All right, today for breakfast, we're actually going to do a special meal. It's going to be our first eggs from our chickens. We've been saving them. This egg was laid by Truffles. This egg was laid by Olive. This egg was laid by Popcorn. And we have a new egg layer in the group, Napoles. She laid this yesterday. We decided that we are going to hollow out the eggs and save them. Okay, let's hollow out our first egg. This one's from Truffles. I find it easiest to take something like a wine opener to get the first crack through. And then take a sewing needle and stab the hole. You gotta be careful not to crack the egg. And then we blow the egg into a bowl. Now it's time to open up Olives. And next is Popcorn. And last is Napoles. Alright, I'm going to cook it up with some sausage and make some breakfast. Thumbs up for the deer in the background, by the way. First step in winterization, the more chickens in the coop, the warmer we'll be. So we are going to take our babies from the nursery to the coop. Today's a big day. However, there are challenges involved with combining flocks of chickens. There is a pecking order that we got to be aware of. So the older chickens will try to assert their dominance, so we're going to bring in lots of distractions. It is going to be a feast for the chickens. We got some organic blueberries, some ears of corn. I know in the first video they were scared of corn, but we've fed them corn since then, and they are absolutely in love with this stuff now. And watermelon. Alright, let's go ahead and get the corn all peeled up and ready to eat. Okay, we got our feast here, and we're gonna go ahead and give the pumpkins to the big girls out here now while we go get the babies, and they can eat the seeds and the strings, but the babies cannot eat any of the pumpkin seeds. They're still too small for that. All right, let's go ahead and start the feast. We have pumpkins spread out in multiple locations, and we got a safe place for the smaller chickens to hide during the pecking order. We will be here trying to supervise them. Let's go to give a watermelon, near corn, give them the lid of pumpkin with some blueberries in it. Our chickens love blueberries the most. And you can see Truffles is already going after the corn. So I'll spread this stuff around the coop. Okay, it's time for the babies. Hopefully everybody is well distracted and not being bullies today. Here are the babies. Hi, Eggnog. Be safe. Mojito. Cognac. Be nice, girls. Everybody seems to be behaving. Alright, now we just sit here and we monitor them. As you can tell, they are establishing their pecking order a little bit, but they're not too violent. A few things were not the best, but they are behaving a little bit better than normal. Unfortunately, this is part of integrating two flocks. We're going to pause the camera, monitor the chickens a little bit more, give them some food and water, and we'll be back at you and let you know how things are going. Alright, it's time for chicken math. They don't teach you this stuff in school, but we'll teach you it here. So in our situation, we eat 3 eggs a day, so we need at least 3 chickens. However, chickens don't lay eggs every day, so with our math, we go for 6 chickens. So at least 1 every other day. Well, then you go to the store, you see 6 chickens, and you realize they are just so cute. They're little tiny nuggets. So then you end up walking home with 8 chickens. And then you realize that you have 8 hens and no rooster. So you need to order you a rooster. You look online, you think about it, you realize, well, I can just order one online, but you can't just order 1 chicken, you have to order at least 2 to 3 chickens. So now we have 3 more chickens coming, but the chickens are just so cute, and there's so many interesting breeds out there. We end up, and it's your wife's birthday, we end up getting 6 chickens. So our total comes out to be 14 chickens. There they all are, all nice and cute. Your results may vary. Well, we just had a fun day out here. There was a little problems here and there with some pecking order, but for the most part, they all did great. We did put 2 chickens in what we were calling chicken jail, and they did great. It's getting late. We got one of the automatic doors closed, the other one's still open. The baby chicks don't know about the house yet, so we're gonna go ahead and stick them in one by one and monitor them and make sure they're all safe all night. We'll probably put the feed onto our TV so we're able to watch them in case there's any activities at night. And I hope you guys have a great night. Alright YouTube, not all ideas are good ideas, and we want to bring you on something we're calling Learn from Our Fails. So in the process of winterizing our coop, I threw 4 bales of hay inside of our coop. Turns out hay actually retains moisture, and it's actually making our coop colder. So, well, I thought having less space and less draft and all that kind of stuff, the hay would help. It's actually a hinder, so I gotta remove the hay. Plus the chickens are climbing all over it, and we don't want them to get hurt. Alright, well, back to the drawing board. We'll probably get some space blankets in there. We are going to deep litter method. We have not removed any litter in the 2 months they've been out here. And unfortunately, we did bring the baby chickens back inside for the week because we are working chicken parents and we could not monitor the chickens for their safety. And we will try it again this weekend. We'll keep you updated.